Hi, so friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Laura, and in today's video I'll show you how to cut a multicolor keyhole dress. But before we start, please hit that subscribe button. Subscription is totally free, and also give this video a thumbs up. I used about 3.5 yards of this fabric. I also used different color of bias for the keyhole design. So I hope you know how to check the wrong side and the right side of your fabric like crepe. If you do not know, just let me know in the comment section and I'll explain it to you. So the next thing you're going to do is calculate your radius. And my radius, I'm going to be using my waist measurement, that is 34 inches. I'm going to be adding 1 inch allowance to it for the zipper. That is going to be 35 inches. I'll divide it by 3.142. That is the standard measurement for a pie. And if I divide that, I'm going to have 11 inches point decimal number. I'll just go ahead and approximate it to 11 inches. So that is my radius. Next, we're going to be calculating the fabric we're going to be using for the flea. The full length I'm using is 50 inches. I'll go ahead and subtract 18 inches, that is my half length, from 50, which will give me 32 inches. And 32 inches, I'll add it with my radius 11 inches. Altogether, that is 43 inches. I hope you understand, and if you do not, please go ahead and re-watch this part to understand clearly. So I'll go ahead and measure 43 inches like this. I'll add extra 2 inches just for allowance. Then from here, I'm going to fold this into two, just like you're seeing me doing in the video. Fold into two. After folding into two, I'll just take this part here and cross it this way to form a triangle. You can see this part form a triangle. Just be patient with yourself and try to adjust it. I'll go ahead and mark the radius. So my radius here is 11 inches. I'll go ahead and mark it all the way round like this. If you calculate your radius properly, by the time you're done marking here, just take your tape and measure this, please. It will give you your waist measurement, okay? Then at this point, I'll take out 18 inches from this point and I mark my full length. Or I'll just place my tape here and I mark 32 inches. Let me explain again. I said I'm going to mark from this radius 32 inches. You know how we got the 32 inches. And I'll mark it from here. And I mark it like this and add 1 inch allowance. Then to get this point all the way around, I'll place this tape at this point here. Take this measurement here and I'm going to mark it round this way to give me this curve. And do not forget to add 1/2 inch here. So this is it. I'm done. I cut it out. Then for the upper body, that's the half length, I'm going to go ahead and draw a straight line. Then from there, that straight line is going to be my shoulder line. Then from that shoulder line, I'm going to be marking the bust point. That's shoulder to your nipple point. And from the shoulder, I'm going to be marking my half length. My front half length is 18 inches and I'm going to be marking it here. After marking it, I'll just go ahead and rule straight lines like this. And after ruling it, I'll go ahead and label it. So this is the shoulder line, the bust point, and the waist line. On this shoulder line, I'm going to be dividing the shoulder measurement by 2. I'll come down by 1 inch. Then on the same shoulder line, I'm going to be marking 3.5 for the wideness of the neck. Then for my front depth, I'm going to be marking 5 inches. So this pattern I'm going to be using for both front and back. I'm going to show you how I'll be manipulating that. So for the back depth, this is my front depth I just finished marking. For the back depth, I'm going to be marking 2 inches. I'll go ahead and connect it using my curve ruler. So I'll go ahead and connect from this point all the way down to the shoulder slope. Then at this shoulder slope, I'm going to be dividing the armhole measurement by 2. I'll draw a straight line, and this is going to be my chest line. Then from this point, I'll just connect it all the way down to the chest line. Then on the chest line, I'll divide my bust measurement by 4, and I'm going to mark it there. And at this point, I'll find the midpoint and mark it there. I'll go ahead with my curve ruler and curve it in like this. So at this point, I'll still go in by 1/2 inch. I've already explained that this pattern, I'm going to be using it for both front and back pattern, but you can actually draft it separately. Then on the bust point, I'm going to be marking my dart measurement, which is nipple to nipple measurement. You divide it by 2. I'll draw it all the way to the waistline. Then here I'll be taking 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Then I'll come down by 1 inch from the bust point. I'll go ahead and connect these dots together. After doing that, I'll divide my waist measurement by 4, and I'll mark it on the waistline. I'll go ahead and have this 1 inch here. I'll add it there. Then connect this part all the way down. So after doing this, I'm going to be marking my bust dart. So for bust dart, I'll be dividing this point by 2 to find the midpoint just there. Then at this point, I'm going to be marking 1 inch this way and 1 inch this other way, which will make it 2 inches. So the difference between my front half length and my back half length is 2 inches. If yours is 1, you take 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So to connect this part here, I'll be coming down here by 1 inch. I'll connect here to this point. So this is my bust dart. After doing this, it's now time for me to cut it. So cutting it at this point here, I'll fold in the bust dart this way. After folding it this way, I'm going to go ahead and connect this line again. You can totally skip this part. Please, so friends, at this point, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and cut this out. After doing that, I'm going to be cutting the back depth neck first. Then I'll cut here. I'll cut this other line. And I'm going to also cut this part. So the pattern is ready for both front and back pattern. So if you're working with fabric like this that is kind of stretchy, you need to check this stretchy part. You have to keep it this way and use it for your circumference. I don't know if you understand. You use it for the width side, not the length side. So this part here, I'm taking the measurement 2 inches. I'm going to be marking this out. I told you guys the difference between my front half length and my back half length is 2 inches. So I'm going to be drawing this out. I'll go ahead and fold this in. After folding this in, I'm going to also fold this in because we don't need bust dart for the back. So here I'm putting 1 inch allowance, 1/2 inch allowance this way, and I'm going to cut. So I'm cutting with 1/4 inch sewing allowance. I'm going to go ahead and cut 1/2 inch for the shoulder slope here. Please ignore the sellotape I was using. The pin was just stressing me out. Then here is 1/2 inch I'm going to be cutting. Then at this point is 2 inches. So I'll take out my pattern paper and I'm going to cut this open, the zipper area. Then for the front, I'm going to cut out the front depth from the pattern paper. Then after doing that, I'll go ahead and trim this inside out from the armhole. Then I'm going to cut the neck area. I'm adding 1/4 inch. The shoulder slope here, I'm adding 1/2 inch. I'm adding allowance this way, and for the arm area is 1/2 inch. So this is the back piece. I'll go ahead and hold the dart for both sides. Hold the dart here and for the bust dart too. I am done holding the dart for the back side. I've ironed it out, and this is the front side too. So I'm going to be placing the back piece right side facing right side. Then I'm going to join the shoulder. I'll do the same thing for this here. Then I'll go ahead with my bias, and I'll just go ahead and sew this on the wrong side, as you can see. Then I'm going to flip it over to the right side, sew it and iron it. I am done doing that. I'll go ahead and join the zipper allowance. I'll go ahead and shape the side. Just look for anything random, any circle random thing you have, and I just place it on this flay part and trace it out. You can see me trying to measure for it to sit well, and after tracing it, I just use my chalk to define it properly. You can see, just to make it visible. I went ahead and cut out the circle out of this. Please be careful, do not cut it all the way through. I'm going to be doing this in batches, like for the 4 sides of this flay. Okay, when I'm done with this, I'm going to refold it and cut it out. You can see it's just this piece, and I'll do the same all the way around. Then you get your colors and you sew it on the wrong side, folding the bias, the head of the bias, sew it on the wrong side of your fabric all the way round. And when I was done, you can see I ironed it to the right side of the fabric. You can see after sewing it like this, I went ahead and ironed this to the right side. After doing that, I'm going to take it to the machine and sew this all the way round. You can see all the colors here all the way round. I'm going to sew it. This is when you have to be creative with your colors and play with your colors. So this is the upper part. I'm going to join the fleece to it. After joining the fleece to it, I'll go ahead and fix the zip. I am done with the zip, and I'm going to also attach the sleeve to it. You can see for the sleeve, I also added this bias color to it, and that is how to make it. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Any question you have, please leave it in the comment section and I'm going to be answering.